First man wants us pay £3,000 a year so we can have a cuddle party. Fresh is now the face of the simp movement, overtaking iDubbbz by doing so. And Hamza's lost his damn mind. You will have seen the Manosphere implode with content regarding the downfall of the self-improvement legends.
Were these guys' hearts in it from the start, or are they just another group of online grifters? Or worse, are they outright scammers in the mould of somebody like Liver King?
I don't touch the stuff, not gonna touch the stuff, never touch the stuff. That was a lie.
You've got people like Hamza, in one breath want to become a pro fighter, the next they're a frat boy, the next they're a tribe leader, the next they're a businessman, next they're an entrepreneur, next minute they're mewing while edging in a shop. You can't expect to buy a well laid out and consistent product from these guys because they're so flippant in the content and so flippant in what they do and what they preach and the messages they put out there. Look at the Adonis course, look at the Adonis school. I've paid for this 20 times on different accounts so I could get all of the content. It's $130 a month and supposedly holds, I'm gonna do some quick maths, 1,000 up 1,400, 2,000. It's $7.5 million of value. I'm picking one at random, the Success Skills courses, which supposedly has a value of £1,500, which will cover productivity, mindset, leadership, and there's a little section here called How Hamza Learns, which I don't really understand how it's going to benefit you. But all of that can be covered in a quick read of deep work. You know what I mean?
Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits,
we've
deep work.
We've all watched Hamza's videos for the last 2, 3, 4 years. Essentially, we know the source of Hamza's information. He's read all the self-improvement books.
All 5 of them.
Yeah, and to be fair to him, he's smashed it. He's read these books cover to cover 1,000,000 times. He's internalised all this information. And then for people who aren't interested in reading books, you can go online, watch somebody with he's got a personality to him, he's got charisma, that's why it's worked for him.
Yes, he does.
You watch this content and it works for you. Instead of you after reading the book, you now know Atomic Habits, you know deep work. But eventually you'll get to the point where you're like, I may as well read the source myself. So you go out and buy the books. How much does deep work cost?
It cost me about 20 rupees.
How much did Atomic Habits?
£4.5 million.
What's that equal?
£4.5 million plus 20 rupees. I don't know what the exchange rate is, maybe you can help us out there.
You know you could probably buy all the books that Hamza spoke about for the last God knows how many years, and there you've got the value. How much are them books going to cost you? Probably 200 quid max. There's 2 months of that and you've got everything you need now.
Yeah.
Now does that mean his product's a scam?
No.
It doesn't, does
The
it?
courses for me are one and the same, yeah, because what the person's done is they've taken readily available information, put it in a concise document basis for you.
Yeah.
That's all they've done, they've put their name to it. People like to see it as such because they've brought it, they've read through it, and it's like, oh, this information's out there. The information was always out there.
Yeah.
It's just because someone online, let's face it, he's not got a PhD in any of this stuff. He's not a well-known expert. All he's done is he's put this concise information in a document so you can read it. And people like to think it's a scam.
The worst case scenario is he's grifting.
Yeah,
the worst case scenario is he doesn't believe any of this, which I think he probably does. He's made a few bob out of it.
And whether he believes in the stuff or not, that's another question, but...
It's clearly helped a lot of people, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The issue comes is...
No, you know what it is? People are salty, because he's making £250,000 a month. That's all it is in their life. No, there's no way he can do this off just a course. It's literally there. Yeah. 1,900 members, £129 a month. It's not he's literally outlined everything that's going in the course for you. You can literally copy and paste one of those little subheadings into Google and you go get the information yourself.
I also think a lot of people are salty because of the downfall of Hamza, as everyone's saying, and it's rightly so. He's going online now and he is making content for the sake of making content. Because he knows that his YouTube channel is his marketing for his course. I can see where that becomes an issue.
Well, there's a reason he's not making 5 ways to cold shower anymore, is he? Because he's been done. He's just got to find new things to talk about because he's got a career online.
And we made that video the other week. At no point did we say he was a scammer, and we don't think he is. If you look at the top comment on that, it says, why doesn't Hamza just stick to the things that he knows? Meditating, cold showers, journaling, whatever.
They just try and find a quick way to make a buck. And unfortunately for the viewer, you are that buck.
You've got people who know how to make money. Your Iman Gadzis, your Mark Tilburys. They've got good advice to give you. Do you know what I mean? They've made money. Their main income source isn't telling you how to make income. That's the issue, right? If you're willing to pay what's essentially over £1,000 a year for Hamza's course, and you're willing to say, well, it's going to teach me how to meditate, it's going to teach me how to do nofap, and you think there's £1,000 worth of value, then go at it. If you're buying this course to try and break free of the matrix, as people like to say, and become financially free, then it's probably not going to do that. Why?
Hamza's business is meditation and cold plunges.
Yeah, it's not how to make... He didn't make money and then come online and sell courses.
Yeah.
He sold courses and then made money. It's a bit different to say an Imran Gadzi or a Mark Tilbury.
A complete chance. Self-improvement was popping off. They jumped on it. They didn't know how to be a financial advisor, teach you how to invest in stocks, crypto, ring piece. Do you know what I mean?
You only have to look at what everybody's saying about the relationship stuff. People are coming online saying you clearly don't know what you're talking about when it comes to long-term relationships. Why is that? Well, because he's read The Way of the Superior Man. He openly says to you that it's his favourite book. So he's gone and thought, well, I can internalise this information like I did Atomic Habits and give the information out to you. And that's where the issue comes. It'll be the same with, they've probably read a lot of these finance books. They've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Napoleon Hill and that.
So now they think that they're qualified to talk about making money when they aren't. Every 2 minutes he's posting online pictures of him.
He's looking peng, ain't he?
All pout
in the eyebrow.
All pout face. He's looking sexy.
You saw him out. What are you saying? You're approaching him?
Well, I'm not gay, but I'd probably smash.
So, what are you doing tonight?
He's clearly got an ego. The same as First Man. He thinks he's going to be a pro footballer. He thinks he's going rival Netflix with his streaming platform.
Well, he's living the life of a low-scale drug dealer. Can you blame him for having an ego?
Got the life of like a very small-scale drug dealer. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's like an Hollywood actor, isn't he?
He's cut from the same cloth as Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
From one guy that has I think a similar mindset to what Leo does.
How insane is that? This is a guy, when he's talking about the video, how he likes girls in their early 20s, he says, that's where me and Leonardo DiCaprio was cut from the same cloth. There was no comparison. There was no room. There was no room for a comparison between him and Leonardo DiCaprio, but he comes out there, and you've got to watch this. If you're 16, 17, I understand that you can fall for these, but say you're our age and you're like mid-20s, there's people who are older watching. There's people who are older who are watching this. You can't be falling for it. You've got to be watching these guys straight away and thinking, yeah, they're egotistical, they're narcissistic. The product's probably going to represent who they are, which is, I love me, I love my brand. And then when you buy it, you realise, yeah, it's superficial just like they are.
You buy it thinking, I'm cut from the same cloth as Leo, and you get the product and it's me and Linux are cut from a different cloth.
I think that perfectly brings us on to First Man and whether he's a scammer.
The latest in a long line of questionable business decisions, let's say, on a First Man's part is his cuddle party house, which is essentially you pay $3,000 a year, you get spent 3 weeks with a bunch of like-minded men, First Man subs. Let's break down how that would work, Sam.
Well, how much is it first?
$3,000 a year.
$3,000 a year. Can you see £3,000 worth of value? And you're not spending $3,000 on a year with First Man. By the sounds of it, you're going to spend.
With the subs.
It's a timeshare, so you're spending 10 or 12 days a year in this house with these guys.
I mean, think how it works. First 10 minutes, yeah, all the conversation's done between you and your new housemates, because all you can talk about is how hard First Man is, how cool he is. I mean, you're all too busy talking about how every time you go in the kitchen, he's there beating the out of you.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. How do you ever get anything done?
I don't know how you eat.
We're all jacked, bro gym kind of guys. We're all wanting to share the kitchen, get us chicken breast on. Are you getting your chicken breast on knowing full well what's happening in the kitchen? You look at First Man the wrong way. What's going to be going on in the house? That's what I don't understand. Right. How is this any different to these people who are making group chats online? You know, where you pay 20 quid a month and you're in a group chat with like-minded people, but all of a sudden you're paying £3,000 for First Man.
In real life Discord server. We're serious about this one.
Yeah, we're serious.
Another one of First Man's so-called scams is his streaming platform. Now, a lot of people are going online in the comments and moaning about they've paid however much it is, £100, £150 for his lifetime membership, and they're not getting it. People are saying, you've scammed us. The question is, do you think his streaming platform's a scam?
Probably not, no. I just think he's a bit of a donut. Do you know what I mean? I just think that he doesn't understand how to give people subscriptions and run a business. I don't think it's a scam.
Like, you feel like you've been
cheated out of money, but at the end of the day, all you've done is fell for First Man's advertising. You watched a few of the trailers and you're like, wow, this is some really good quality stuff. Do you know what I mean?
And if
it is, I'm not going to deny that.
If you're familiar with First Man's content and you've watched him for the last couple of years, you'll know full well that this streaming platform has been something he's wanted to do for years. Is it really the case that he's wanted to scam you for the last 2 years, get 150 quid off you and then run away? Probably not. I think this is something that he agrees with, but when you look at the ego behind First Man come out and said this is something that's going to rival Netflix. Now, he 100% believes it.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're being a YouTuber and that sub 500k subs, and you're saying that my streaming platform is going to rival the biggest platform on planet Earth, then there's clearly some delusion. There's something wrong there. You
can't even rival the Paul brothers or like Marcus Brownlee.
I mean, don't get me wrong, if Marquise Brownlee and Jake Paul are in his kitchen, fair dues, they're getting knocked out.
Yeah.
But other than that, in terms of numbers and that, probably not.
Have you been sold the lie that essentially First Man's told himself?
Or he just fell for the advertisement?
Yeah, you've fell for the advertisement. If you look at his other products, do you think they're scams? First Man boxes, are they a scam?
Yes. In the First Man sup, we've seen the breakdown of the ingredients. All tried and tested things.
Yeah, it's just a bog standard male supplement.
Just because you fell for an expensive supplement.
Yeah, you've gone out and brought a generic supplement, the same as more plates, more dates. You're paying for the fancy First Man packaging because you like him, and you should know that. And it's like the boxers; they're just a bog standard pair of like cotton boxers. And there is something to be said about you don't wear polyester boxers because of microplastics. That's not a scam. It's just a case of you brought something that wasn't worth the money.
If I fart in those boxes, is it going to stop the fart? Probably not.
No.
Do I think he's a scammer? Probably not. I just think he is another online man with a buck to make.
Us, the viewer, we're somewhat to blame for this. If I've never brought a YouTuber's merch or any supplements that they're selling.
Well, that's a lie.
Why have you brought, mate?
You don't see this, but behind the camera, there is a wardrobe full of Maverick merch.
Is First Man a scammer? No, 100% not. He's not a scammer. You only have to look at his recent video that he's just put on about why I didn't go pro. And it's a 40-minute video where he's telling you he could have been a footballer, but things just went wrong for him. If he put his mind to it and did things different, he would have been a pro.
Yeah, I have. It was the West Ham under-13s football tour.
A lot of these guys online really do believe their egos. They believe in what they're saying to you and they believe in what they're selling. And then when you're buying these products off to them, you come into the grim reality of, no, there's no actual product there. You've basically paid for their personal brand, and the personal brand wasn't what you expected.
Yeah, man, picture the ego feed of having 2,000 comments all glazing you. All these guys scammers, all these guys gay, all these guys grifters. And once you get the answer to all those, you should answer all your questions. Take an introspective look and think, why am I buying this product? What does it get me? And if you feel duped, you are probably a dumb bastard.
This is a great opportunity for everybody who's in these algorithms to learn the lessons from this. Stop listening to everything that somebody online's got to say, no matter how much you look up to us. People are flawed individuals. Just because they're selling you something that isn't worth the value, it doesn't make them a scammer. If you hold people up and you put them on a pedestal, eventually they'll do something where they make a mistake and all of a sudden your opinion of them will come crashing down. As much as these are poor role models, there's plenty of life lessons you can learn from them, and when the downfall does eventually happen, learn from it and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to listen to everything these people have got to say in future.
Never put on a pedestal.
I'll get it, Gary. Hello, SpongeBob's house. SpongeBob speaking.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm about to buzz! Oh my God! I'm about to buzz right now.